Hello.
Hello.
Bonjour. We are releasing the latest lookbook this week, and for those who are not able to join us during the Paris Design Week in September, here is a little introduction of the newest creations. For the Fall-Winter 2024-2025 collection, we have reimagined 4 classics of the house, mostly created in the 90s. So first, the TRAME collection makes a striking comeback. Created in 1990, it's a highly graphic and arty collection that draws its inspiration from the modernist design from the early 20th century. So its freehand-drawn trembling lines, crafted in 24-karat gold, create contrast with a solid background using a technique of putoisé, which gives a granite texture. This collection features 3 different designs. The first one is TRAME number 1 that you must be familiar with. It's a monochromatic collection with the 4 gold lines. Then we have TRAME 2, also monochromatic, but with a reserved margin that reveals the white porcelain behind. And you have the trembling lines in the middle. It's emphasis, again, the graphic impression of this collection. And finally, the star of the show this season is TRAME 3. It's a 2-tone TRAME 2, where you have the first color framing the plate and the second color in the middle. TRAME 2 plays with the contrasting color and invokes a Broscoesque color block aesthetic. This design is very complex to achieve. It's a multi-step process for applying the 2 colors, and you need to be really precise, so it's really a work of art. And the result is really a timeless, modern, and also a touch of sportiness aesthetic, a nod to the Olympic Games that just happened in Paris. The second collection is also a take on an artistic movement from the late 19th century, and it is a very bold design called NABIS, from the eponymous avant-garde movement led by French painters like Maurice Denis, Paul Sérusier, Édouard Vaillant after the Impressionists. It's characterized by the soft, blurred silhouette against a solid color background. It's really full of symbolism, and it's a decorative also design. It's for the bold ones, but it's very beautiful if you like artistic design. So this is NABIS number 2 with some motif on the dress of the woman, and NABIS number 1, even more graphic. Then we have the EPHRUSSI collection, inspired by the ancient Greek revival movement in the early 90s, and more specifically, it was inspired by the Beaulieu-sur-Mer villa Kyrillos, and named after the famous EPHRUSSI family that was related to this villa. You will discover all the beautiful palette of color in which this collection has been done this year. And finally, the iconic PANACHE collection, reimagined this year with tone-on-tone palette instead of the traditional gold highlight. So it gives a very raw, rustic, and almost primitive and tribal look to this collection, which is very interesting if you don't want to have a gold highlights on your table. And now I will let Marie show you all the different ways this collection has been done in different palettes. Follow me.
For this coming season, we have chosen 5 combinations of colors. The first one is a green one with khaki, cactus green, and snake green. We have, as we love to do, mix a collection, because you know it's like a garderobe, always being able to create different tables by mixing and being very free because the colors have a nice discussion together. We focus quite a lot on the colony, which is a remember of Marco Polo, and where we are discovering the new countries, and the scientists were bringing back some sketches of all these very exotic trees. So the border is bamboo, like a bamboo frame, and you have this very contrast with the white window and the very matte around colorway. I put this plate on berlingot. Berlingot, very interesting, very simple, 3 little lines, but all the beauty comes from the fact that the lines are hand-painted and all a little bit different, and different shades of greens. And on the charger, we have done the Cercle d'Écaille in khaki and snake green. As you can see, I mixed some quite daring greens, because this verde gris and this snake green, which is a more acid, are not instinctively colors that you would mix, but as you can see, it works. And this is an interesting thing, always having unexpected combination. It makes the things much more interesting and daring. Here again in TRAME 3, contrast of these different greens We did them upside down, dark outside, dark inside, very graphic, modernist collection. A contrast with this modernist collection, EPHRUSSI, the little story is that we saw this pattern in Villa Kyrillos, which is south of France, a very beautiful Greek house. And this motif is in fact a little night butterfly, and it was an oil lamp. So it was a nice little parallel between the night and the night butterfly. And so we did it here, as a row. I mean, you can imagine flowers, you can imagine whatever you want. That's also the magic of our collections. It is a little antique style, of course, because it was a period where Pompeii was discovered, very exciting. But also this pattern was again taken in the 50s, where there was a neo-antique revival. So, timeless collection. Aloe, work of brushstroke, colors which get mixed together in a very organic way. Verdure, so here I introduce some lit vin. I introduce this color for holiday, Christmas period. You'll see it on this set here. I brought this red with the greens. This is a collection Exposition Universelle. It's a very sophisticated reminder of the frieze which were shown in the Exposition Universelle, which were done in all the capitals. That's where the Art Deco style, where the name of Art Deco were found. Again, antique, it's an olive leaf, like crown of the empire, a motif that you will also find a lot in Napoleon period. And again, in the 50s, as a revival of antique. I want to show you some new shapes. The very big mug, huge mug, very lovely to have on your desk, on your everyday, and the very little goblet for a mocha, two contrasted sizes. As we are in the greens, let's see the green table. You see that we are here in a very contrasted style. You have the verdure collection, you have the mer d'Iroise, which is the latest collection with the fish, with the seaweed. Here again, mer d'Iroise with a more gold verdure plate. Generally, we love to do the chargers in the plain tie-dye collection. Here we have aloe and verdure. Again, our latest collection, mer d'Iroise, with the seaweed and with onde, a very lovely combination because this reminds the water, so it's interesting to have it combined together. Now we go to this quite unexpected assortment of colors as we mixed peach, champagne and argile. The result is a mix of softness and happiness. The softness of the champagne and the happiness of the peach. The champagne gives a very elegant flair to the peach. Here on the table you see again colonie in these three colors, combined with a completely different set of crémaillère dinner plate, very Art Deco style, the verdure charger. The second row, you see TRAME 3 with the three new colors combinations. So I really wanted to show how in each combination of colors you can have these same collections and they will look in a quite different way. But you could also mix them. Here we have EPHRUSSI, again champagne and peach and champagne, vice versa, and aloe. On the top, verdure. Interesting to see how on these two plates the three colors used are exactly the same, but you see that it looks quite different when the green is outside or inside, and that makes it nice when you do a table. You can play with the vice versa. Matching with this combination, we have this table. Here I mixed more traditional flowers, frise d'Orient with a magnolia flower. We have also here frise d'Orient with the little bears. So it shows you how we can mix very traditional and more abstract collection. Here we have this lovely marquesac on panache and ribbon. Ribbon is a very good collection for dinner plate because very simple and it rise up the dessert plate. Here, as I told you, I love to have tie-dye chargers because it's very plain. And on top, ribbon. Here, champagne and orange. So you see, on these three plates, you have some ribbon and they are matching very well. That's really something I love to encourage my clients to do, is instead of having the 12 of the same color, choose the same collection, but mix the colors. Here we have also ribbon collection with a jingo plate in a soft champagne. The little canapé plates, bread plates, cocktail plates. Another collection, also quite daring. We wanted to have our mandarin Claire, color number 5, that we haven't done since a very long time. It was a bit a sleeping color. It's a very lively and interesting color that we mixed with this more earthy camel, which gives an interesting contrast, and acajou. Here you can see how the contrast of a very lightful mandarin and camel makes something elegant, and which could be interpreted in summertime, very bright, or more fall or winter way. Here we have the TRAME 3 with the contrast of acajou and camel, and here TRAME 2 with only one color. EPHRUSSI, so as I told you, I really systematically decline the colors in all these collections that we revive. And then here we have Verdure and my collection. EPHRUSSI with, here I introduce some very soft gray, which is a color that is very directoire. So this was a little bit a twist. More dramatic, the collection with porphyre, ebony and aubergine, very dark. Elegant, Horizon, a very interesting collection for chargers, always. We just put the two same collections for the dinner and dessert on the collection. Here I want to show you the other part of the collection Exposition Universelle that we saw already in the greens. And you see how interesting, here very art deco, very graphic, here more leaves, here could be a little bit of 50s, could be even like seaweeds, with three colors, so very luxurious collection, graphic, very interesting. NABIS collection, that is a very sophisticated collection. NABIS was really a trend of painters who wanted to do some decorative things. It was a break with the Impressionists. The idea was not to do the real, but to be decorative. A little clin d'œil to the Klimt patterns that you may find on some plates. When you do a very graphic plate like this, crémaillère, with this EPHRUSSI collection, you really have a piece of art. It's very pointu, we say. Here we have ribbon in aubergine ebony, very, very elegant with the TRAME 3. Here, funny, again, Verdure, these two sets, when you reverse the colors, the same color, the look can be completely different. Gold inside, gold outside, ebony inside, ebony outside. The result is quite contrasting. Matching with this combination of color, we have this table. On this table, I wanted to make a story about Mer d'Iroise. There are 5 sequences. So Mer d'Iroise number 2, Mer d'Iroise number 4, Mer d'Iroise number 1, very simple, only the fish, very stylized. Mer d'Iroise number 5 with this little bit Klimt way of turning the seaweeds. Mer d'Iroise number 3 with Zephyr. Here also, interesting to see how Zephyr, these two plates, are done with exactly the same colors. Here you have a gold background and ebony and porphyre. Here we have porphyre with gold and ebony. At least we have this combination of colors, sand, amber and cypre, a grey-green. And here you see the result is a soft assortment, champagne with two colors, sable and cypress, tram with sable and amber, sable background with amber and cypress. Again, Mer d'Iroise in a little unexpected colorway, city colors. Now I'll show you just some PANACHE iconic collection, but done in a little different way. So you see, we used to do a lot of PANACHE with gold brushstroke on top, which is very glamorous and I love it. And here we did something more earthy, nature, really like feathers. So it's color on color, green on green. Here it's cypress with amber, amber with cypress, vice versa. And the result is sand and amber. Here it's camel and acajou, porphyre and ebony. Porphyre ebony, here we have lit vin and khaki. It is really much more like real feathers. It's really the nature. It's like an autumn frame of nature. So I hope you enjoyed the little tour in the studio. It was our new trends for fall and winter, and let's play.